This conference will now be recorded.
I guess able to see my screen. Any one of you can reply that.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So, very good morning. Welcome to this session today. My name is Kaushik, and I'm representing here the Sanari Software Private Limited. Sanari Software Solution is a India-based IT software solution company founded in year 2007 and is well equipped with the infrastructure and the facilities for training and labs. For any further inquiries or you want to know more about the sessions or any other training programs, you can either call or the WhatsApp number, the one that I am presented in the screen. It's 800-8814-567. I am my I have an overall experience of 14 plus a year of IT experience. Along with that, I'm working for blockchain for last 3 years. Uh, I have worked for. I am working for one of the R&D department over here, and along with that, I am a speaker on blockchain. I have also done the business development and business consulting work for a few other companies. Uh, I guess few more people are joining us in the meantime. Uh, I'll just wait for some more time, Mr. Siva. We are already running late, so it's better to start. I still see few more guys are joining, so I'm just waiting for that.
Kaushik, you can go ahead. People will join in between. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, done. Thank you, Siva. So this session is on completely on the blockchain training program that we are going to plan, and today's agenda will be to discuss on why I should learn blockchain, a prerequisite to learn blockchain. We'll go through a little bit about the blockchain history and Ethereum history, and then we'll go in details about the course that we are going to cover in the next few days of time and how we are going to complete this uh, blockchain training program and how we are going to build up the skills that is required to uh, have or you need to learn for the blockchain. So before I start anything on the blockchain, I will just like to know about you guys a little bit. I want to be more interactive, and generally my sessions are interactive. I try to discuss about the blockchain and the use cases and what is your expectations, why you want to learn blockchain, or you have some information or knowledge on the prior experience on the blockchain. That's my intention will be to learn and share you that also. So I will start from the right from the top. Firoj, Prince, Ramesh, anybody who wants to start.
Yeah,
I'll
hi,
give.
Kaushik, this is Prince. I
Hi,
have
Prince.
zero experience on blockchain and I'm actually from Oracle ERP.
Okay, sure, Prince. Hi, Firoj. Ramesh. Yeah. Suresh or Venkatesh. Anybody else who wants to speak about yourself?
Kaushal, even I have no basic knowledge about blockchain. So my company want to start with this. So I just want to know what exactly it is, and I want to learn with an eager thing.
Okay. Suresh, what is your background and what you are working currently?
I'm working into fusion technologies like so OSB, ICS,
Okay.
Oracle
So, and
ICS, PCS, and
okay. How you learn about blockchain? Now, what, Venkatesh? Okay. Fine. That's absolutely fine, I believe. So I will go ahead for the best interest of time over here, and we'll see what other people are doing, and if they like to share across what they do and how they learn about blockchain. And definitely, this is something like blockchain development is the next big thing after the invention of the internet, and everybody knows about that. With the blockchain, you are able to make a distributed application in a way that has never been possible before. Trust and transactions can be done between the complete strangers and with full transparency and reliability. Those are the key factors of any for blockchain, why people are adopting it, why people are thinking about blockchain. Blockchain is a technology which provides a framework for a distributed systems where all the participants within the network will have the same copy of ledger, and it's in the consortium that is verified and validated at a real time through the peer-to-peer network. Blockchain have many use cases today in the sectors like financial sectors. Everybody knows about that. Supply chain, capital market, manufacturing industries, healthcare industries. These are the booming industries, and these are the industries where everybody's eyeing on the blockchain. And blockchain is trying to stretch its leg towards every sectors that is possible, and which is getting highlighted because of that. Many large-scale companies, startups, venture capitalists are investing a huge amount of money on blockchain. This trend seems to be increasing very drastically and consistently. Many leading product-based companies like IBM, you name any other companies, they are already involved on the blockchain. Any financial companies, any banks, those all are getting involved in the blockchain. Either they are experimenting, they are getting involved in developing some blockchain concept, proof of concept, and they're also doing it some in the practical way. Not only that, the supply chain management like the Walmart and the big companies, they are also trying out. So before we discuss even about the blockchain, the most popular way people knows about blockchain is the Bitcoin. But Bitcoin and the blockchain are not the same thing. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. So if everybody knows about what is cryptocurrency, it's a digital form of the currency. So this Bitcoin is quite popular because it is running by itself. It's a network that got developed with a lot of people getting in there into the network. They do the transactions, they do the what you call the money transfer across the countries, across the world. There is no middleman down there. So because of those versatile and because of that kind of flexibility that have with this Bitcoin, the success of the Bitcoin has actually highlighted the blockchain, and blockchain is the underlying technology which is holding up the Bitcoin. So what is blockchain? It's, if you split the blockchain, it's the chain of blocks. There's a chain of blocks. So chain of blocks is blocks. What you define, how you define a block here? What is the meaning of a block? Block is something like a set of transactions that happen across in the network is set into a block, and these blocks are connected to each other like a linked list and like a chain, which is neither it can be modified, you cannot reverse those changes, it's always permanent, it's volatile, and it is transparent. So those are the features why the blockchain is quite uh, popular and why people are interested about, because of its transparency and quality. Yes,
Hi.
I say
Hi. So, does Hyperledger was covered in this course?
yes. We are going to cover two things over here in the course. The most popular is the Ethereum and the Hyperledger. We are going to cover both of them.
Okay, cool. Proceed. We'll discuss in the end of the session.
Sure. Thank you. So we'll go through this agenda one by one. Why I should learn blockchain, prerequisite to learn blockchain, blockchain history, Ethereum history, and the course curriculum, where we'll have more answers about the details about the course, what we are going to cover. Blockchain development has been taken a leading position at the most demanded programmer skills by the result of year 2017, and this is currently 2018. For sure, the Upwork already had reported this blockchain engineering is the second among the most demanded skill in the world, and this is in the 2017 what this particular graph what I have collected it. But to be honest, 2018 is much higher than what they have expected, and it is it's much higher than what is, trust me that. And these are the trending technology that has been listed down by outsource to india.com. Yeah, this is the company who have listed down what will be the 2018 and beyond trends. And if you see the blockchain database to the become a mainstream came into the 13th position, but it's much higher than that. Whatever the expectation or belief was there, and these reports are again little in the past, and the current trends are much higher, and people are looking at that. If I will also like to know, like, if somebody talks about like why blockchain is so popular, blockchain talks about that, how I validate that. So the best way is go to any of the Naukri websites or some job portal sites and try to find out that skill jobs. And this is something I have taken this screenshot a month back, and just type it blockchain, you will find around 400 blockchain jobs, and I am sure about that it's more than double of that what was the requirement, and it's increasing day by day, and it's going to increase much more. The large companies and startups are looking for developers and architects in the field of blockchain development in US, Europe, and all over the world, and especially in India. Blockchain developers in US earns up to around 130K dollars per year, so which is good salary. Now to get a skills, and now if you are looking for a job related to blockchain, another important thing that you need to know is what are the skills that you need to have. And it also depends on what kind of background that you are currently having, what all the previous skills that you have. And if you don't come from any technical background or technology background like C, C++, are you able to contribute anything on the blockchain? And my answer will be yes, you can. You can be from any background. Still, you can develop these skills. You can only have the blockchain knowledge, and still you can find a job. The blockchain jobs are quite popular now, and they need the real good concept and technology and the skills on the blockchain. If you are from a background from C, C++ or Go, the best opportunity that you can look for is the blockchain developers. For to become a blockchain developer, either you should have an experience on the Android, iOS mobile applications, C++, Java, C#, and then you learn the Bitcoin core and blockchain app and how Ethereum works or how Hyperledger works, because you are going to integrate those applications those are already developed with the with your blockchain concept or blockchain network or blockchain architecture. If you see, the full-time employment for this kind of job is around $100,000 dollars per year, and if you are a freelancer, you can earn up to $35 per hour. This is very beautiful one, because a lot of people who comes up and wants to go with the leading technology and trends, they want to learn about that and they want to start a career with the blockchain. Ethereum developer is one of the beautiful one, and where you don't need to have any skills, either on C, C++, Java or anything. You just need to learn the blockchain, how Ethereum works, how Ethereum dApps works, ICOs, wallet, solitary smart contracts, cryptocurrency exchanges. All these things we are going to cover in this particular training course. Writers for smart contracts for ICO is the next big thing, where you learn about the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and how cryptocurrency works. And here you might need some kind of skills on the web programming on JavaScript and Python. Python is something like you need to have some basic concepts on Python and all those things. I will also suggest to go through little basic concepts on the Docker. We are going to cover a little bit. I'm going to explain when we are going really on the practical sessions, because we are going to cover a lot of practical sessions on our course, where we'll take the live example of a issue and we'll try to implement with the blockchain, either on the Ethereum or the Hyperledger. Being in the Ethereum developer, there will be also, so why we are mentioning about the second one with the Solidity is the language which used for writing the blockchain, and Solidity, how to write a Solidity program and all those things. We are going to cover those things also. So it's a complete set. So you don't have to go and learn anything outside. So if you are if you want to be Ethereum developer, this is the best place. If you want a blockchain developers, yes, this is again. And either you want to only write a smart contracts for ICOs, that is also we are going to cover. But you need to either, if you were choosing out of like blockchain developers or writing a smart ICOs, I will suggest you have to also take some courses on JavaScript or the C++ if you don't have those skills for now. There is another one is the Ripple platforms that is also very popular, and there are quite a good job on this, and people looks for, or the companies are looking for with this particular set of what you called skills. So Ethereum, smart contracts, and C++, Go, and Java. I have not covered one more thing, which will be on the Hyperledger. Hyperledger is another thing that people are looking for, or the companies are looking for, especially IBM. IBM has collaborated with Linux Foundation, and they have contributed in a big way to the Hyperledger fabric. So companies like IBM are investing a huge amount of money internally there within their workforce, and also they are trying to bring the good resource down to their company, and they are planning to build up a big blockchain workforce there. So Hyperledger is another thing that we are going to cover in our course in detail. We are also going to discuss about in the Hyperledger about like how to use the cloud support that IBM provides, and also we are going to learn how we can develop or design or build up a in-house or in-premise blockchain architecture within. So we are going to follow, and I'm going to showcase those things in the future courses, how you can develop and design those things. Please stop me if you have any questions or any discussions that you want in between. You can raise your hand, or you can just unmute and stop by and ask me. So this is a prerequisite. So I believe I have already covered this. So what is the prerequisite? And there is a common question asked by many people when what is the prerequisite to come and learn the blockchain? And there is three things that I will suggest you. I just need three things from you, whoever wants to learn blockchain. One is you have the willingness to learn, adopt the new technology, leading technology, time, and if you have willingness to grow in your career. If you have these three things, that is enough to attend this course. I don't need any other skills because all other skills we are going to develop.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the difference between this blockchain and contract chain?
So we'll discuss about that, Srini. There are many technologies are there. I will cover up in the end little bit.
Okay.
Maybe like I will show you some differences. That is also there. There are many technologies, many architectures which are coming on the blockchain. And like I talked about Hyperledger and Ethereum. These are the two practical things that we are going to cover in this course. But yeah, as you mentioned, we should also understand about other technologies and other blockchain technologies that are available in the market. So we'll have something. We'll discuss in the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so Kaushik, this is Prince.
Okay.
This is Prince.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So Kaushik, it's like just out of curiosity, like I'm from Oracle background, so I have reasonable Java skills, reasonable in WebLogic. Sorry, I'm saying WebLogic, web services and SOA domain as well. So like how much time you think one needs to give to in order to be able to get a job in blockchain from that perspective? Like how much effort, like how much effort of like in class training plus out plus after class, how much effort you need to put in so that you can develop your own blockchain. I mean, I'm not able to phrase my question that well because I don't have that much knowledge in blockchain. Like, how do I say? Like,
Yeah.
maybe to consider like blockchain developer, are you able to get my point? Like, I'm just looking for an estimate, like how much effort, 200 hours, 400 hours.
Right. Prince, I need to be very transparent because you are choosing one of the best technology over here. And there is no alternate for giving time. So that is the thing that I also mentioned about when I talked about the what is the prerequisite that we need. So we need to put some efforts. The total course duration will be around 40 hours, not more than that. But I will suggest to at least utilize another 40 hours because the practical sessions that we are going to have, I want you to try out many other things, whatever we complete or whatever we do not. You have some questions or you want to tweak it, some or other things because these are programming part. There is some part where we have to integrate the applications. The good thing that you have talked about, Prince, you are already have a very good experience on the Java part or the Java server, JSP and other things, which is good. So it is going to add on that advantage here. Looking for a job, I believe blockchain is the one of the best leading technology now. If you put a just blockchain experience for just for a giving a trial, just what I will suggest you that being I am responding to that question answer. What you can do practically is put it in your resume and just try for a week's time, and you can see the number of calls that you are getting. That itself will explain you that how difficult it is to find a job there on this particular field. Does that answer that, Prince? The question. Hello, Prince.
Yes.
Are you still there?
So yes. So basically, you mean to say like 40 hours in class and about 40 hours after class practice. This is what you are saying minimum. minimum, right?
Yes, that's minimum.
Okay.
And more than that, I will be happy. It's up to you. I just want that whatever amount of efforts that you can put. I know that most of us are here working and then we are trying out this, but it's worth what I can say. It's worth spending that extra hours.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you're saying just 40 hours, I'm actually surprised. Only 40 hours, because in my mind, I was thinking about like something around maybe another 200 hours to practice on it. Okay, so one more
Uh,
quite like, what hardware requirement do we need when we have to set up a blockchain? What hardware requirement do we need?
Yeah, I will just explain you these things. But basically, if I tell you either if you want to, I will give you those specifications what you need. But mostly on the Linux platforms that we will be using it, or we are going to spin up some machines on the Amazon. So those free trials are available. So those are the other things that we can do. So I'm not much worried about the hardware specifications for now. And if you have the Mac and other things, that also will support those things. So whatever operating system you have, but we have the alternate options for that, and it's not going to consume a lot of time for you to set up those things. I will have the specifications for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other question? Okay, I'll treat that as no questions for now. But any questions you have, please you can go ahead and ask me. So we'll go through the little bit about the blockchain history over here, how blockchain has started up, and it's very important to know about the blockchain history before we even learn and start talking about blockchain. So the first time in the year 1991, there are two guys named Stuart Hoover and Scott Stonetta. Uh, they describe the blockchain secret by cryptographic science stuff, and the first recognized work on the decentralized digital currency on using similar technology was done by Nick Sapcho, and that's in the year 1998. In the year 2008, I guess this is the year where people really know about blockchain, but actually the history has started from the 1991. But yeah, 2008. I guess this is the name you must be heard somewhere out. The Satoshi Nakamoto. He has the first time he has registered the Bitcoin.org domain, and he also published a white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And this paper was a detailed method using the peer-to-peer network to the generate what described as system of electronic transactions without relying on the trust. And in the year 2009, the Bitcoin network existence the zeroth block, the starting point, the block number called mining. So Satoshi Nakamoto mined the Genesis block of the Bitcoin, and Genesis block is also known as the block number 0. In the year 2014, it came into the blockchain mainstream network, and in the year 2017, the Bitcoin value reached all-time high. I guess everybody knows about that, and it went to a lot of discussions, and it got a lot of popularity during this time. And during 2017, and the companies like IBM, Microsoft have started accepting the blockchain, Bitcoin, and other things. and also they were leveraging the blockchain technology into the enterprise levels. And I guess IBM has got collaborated with Walmart during this time, and they started up a project for Walmart, and they are quite successful on that part. There are 50 projects they have executed during this time, the year 2017. They build up a core team, uh, and the basically the projects are used using the Hyperledger fabric. And parallelly, the Ethereum was going on. There are many projects that were going on, but Hyperledger fabric was the 2017 where many projects got collaborated, and there are a lot of proof of concepts and MVPs have been developed, designed during this time. In the year 2018 is mostly, I will believe, and I say it's my terms. There's nothing like somewhere from the books or something like that. These are my terms. I say this is a pilot year. The pilot year because this is the time in the 2017 to 18. This is a time where the lot of pilot projects are running. So there is no guarantee these projects will run and executed for the future, but they are finding out the success. They are looking at the success. They are looking at the issues. They are looking at the problems. But if you see the 2020, where actually there is a assumption and um, prediction that 2020 will be the year where real usage or successful usage of the blockchain will come into picture. And there are many companies, they are still not able to leverage all the functionalities of the blockchain. So that is the reason why 2019 and 20, where the first phase is completed. I believe this is the first phase where we have completed and proved that we can integrate blockchain to our applications. The next phase will be the phase where people will they will leverage those functionality into their applications, where they will find out how best way the blockchain can be utilized in their technology or their existing applications or the new applications they are developing it. And 2020 actually it will come into the public usage more aggressively, more successfully, and more confident way. I believe that way. So 2020 is the year. So there will be a huge amount of people required to achieve this. I believe there is no skills currently, or the skill resources are very, 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 very less, and there is a huge demand of this. And this particular graph is talked about the price rise and up, and how it went up, and how it also went down a little bit in during the 2017 December time frame, or start of the 2018 initial year. So, but if you see, the peak was the 2017, and Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency. Everybody knows about that, and the popularity also gone rise from 2016 and 2017 and 18. But there are a lot of issues, lot of discussions are still going on, like if it will impact on the parallel economy or something. Those things are the concerns which has impacted the growth during 2017 and 18. But there is also a prediction that cryptocurrency is the future. Bitcoin is the future. It is not going to alter, but people are going to find out the best way to utilize it, I believe. And that has to yet to come. And for all those things, blockchain is the underlying technology. Yeah. This also, uh, according to the world economy, 80% of all the banks will initiate the project. And I believe they have already initiated the projects. SBI is doing it. Lot of credit card companies, a lot of financial sector companies, they are already investing on this blockchain network or blockchain technology, and they are working on that. Before we proceed further, little bit, I want to also discuss about Ethereum. Um, so in Ethereum, in the Feb 2014, it's not very long. So 2014, where the first time Ethereum protocol started up, And Ethereum was initially described by a white paper by Vitalik Buterin. This is the person who is also got involved in the Bitcoin development time, and so he had the past history and knowledge about how Bitcoin works, and also he was into the part of uh, experience about how Bitcoin has evolved, and he was quite the Bitcoin stuff. And he was a part of, I believe, Bitcoin magazine, where he was quite a part and involved there. And he was the person who was always thinking about Bitcoin need to have a scripting language for the application development, and he always used to discuss about that in his lot of documents, lot of white papers. He talked about that, and really in the year 2014, early in the year 2014, a core Ethereum team was built up by this particular person. His name is Vitalik Buterin, and he built up a team along with Mihai, Anthony, and Charles. These are the three guys with whom he had done a public announcement, and he was able to raise a lot of people have supported him also and shown a quite big trust on him, and they were able to generate $25 million funding for development of Ethereum. It almost took a year to release the first version of Ethereum, and it was named as Olympics. So in the year 2015, so this is where the time duration 1 year they took to develop this. And again, the underlying technology is blockchain, and from where they evolved the Ethereum. So they have used the scripting language. They added up the scripting language into this. And there are many other features that we are going to discuss in details about that, and we are going to cover up some points or the high level discussions about those topics that we are going to cover, or the basic elements of the Ethereum that we are going to learn here. In a month's time, they release another version, and if you see here, the Ethereum price was around $1, and they have increased the gas pricing and security features on this particular release in the year 2016, and they given the name as home state. And if you see, the pricing was around $10 during this time, and there was a gradual price rise in the 2017, which came to around $40. But the real increase or the popularity went up during the early 2018, and it went to the all-time high of 1250 US dollars. And this graph also, you can find out this graph. You can just look for the Ethereum price. This is quite live, and if you do a Google search, you will see the trend of the cryptocurrency or the Ethereum price and gas price that has gone from year by year, and the up and down on this. So I'm not going to cover. I'm not going to discuss too much things on this part, but these are just to have the knowledge, basic knowledge on the things that will help us in understanding how the blockchain is evolving, why blockchain is getting so much popularity. I have not covered anything on the hyperledger. If you see here, hyperledger history, because hyperledger history don't have very long history. It have something just got evolved during the time period of 2017 and 2018, where it has got the popularity, and they have released two versions. Version 3, I believe, 1.3, and they are under the process of those things, 1.1 and 1.2. Sorry. So those are the two versions that they have released in the Hyperledger Fabric, and we'll discuss about those things. What are the differences with the Hyperledger versions? What are the new features they have added during the course? But these are the overall course that we are going to complete. So total hours will be 40 hours. Blockchain fundamentals, Ethereum. We are going to also do some advanced concepts on the Ethereum. Demo and practical sessions are must. That is where we will actually learn the skills along with the concepts, and we'll have the practical usage of those concepts that we are going to learn, hyperledger, and the practical sections on the hyperledger. For the Ethereum, or before we learn the Ethereum, I think the basic fundamentals or blockchain fundamentals we should learn, and we'll cover up why I should learn blockchain or introductions on the blockchain. What is blockchain, Bitcoin and blockchain, the differences, how does it work, the hashing, the blocks securing your data, what is public versus private, the major offerings, uses for the blockchains, and then we'll start the actual learning of the Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum and the practical demos. What is Ethereum? How the enterprise Ethereum alliances works, or what is the dApps, what is the distributed applications, what is the payment models, there is a gas concept. These are the all basic elements or basic terms that we need to learn, and transactions, the effect of start gas price. We'll learn about the solidity over here. This is the language, scripting language that we are going to use for writing up what you called smart contracts and all those things. And Web3.js, a little bit we are going to discuss about that, Ethereum on cloud. Then we are also going to have the demos on each concept, and we'll try to cover up whatever we learned in the concept wise. We also have the practical usage of those things, and we create a Ethereum setup, cloud account setup. So this is the reason why I was not much worried about the system configurations and all those things, because we'll have those things available. So we don't have to too much spend time on that, and it's a one-time effort. And definitely, what for the best interest of the time, either we do it. Uh, I will share the steps, all those things, how to set up those things, or we can do it together also. And I'm pretty sure it is not going to take a huge amount of time for us, or not going to waste time. And then Ethereum deployments and other things. Then we'll how to set up the development environment for developing a blockchain. So install and configure important links, understanding the smart contracts, the smart contract basics, using Solidity, Truffle, and test RPC. We are also, again, as I mentioned about, we are going to discuss about the demos. We are going to use the demos, practical sessions on this, advanced types. We are going to learn storage, what is here, unlock account, calling external functions, end-to-end sample application development. So these are the
Hi. Hello. Yeah, hi. Chaitanya here.
yes.
I just had a doubt. Um, I see blockchain the primarily, picking up, but still then its major uses on, cryptocurrency and bitcoins. So, but if you can take in India, RBI has already banned this bitcoins for, sale or purchase. So none of the banking industries have been using it. So how does this blockchain will improve, or will help us in our career growth? Like, what will be our career opportunities in India for blockchain?
Uh, I'm glad, Chaitanya, you asked that question. So the first thing is we are trying to relate the Bitcoin with the blockchain. So the first statement, I believe we got a little late. So that was the first statement that I shared across. Let's not compare the Bitcoin and blockchain, because Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency which is banned, which is lot of countries, lot of organizations are not accepting it. It's not that not everyone is not accepting it. That is a part of the country. Okay, but blockchain is what is the underlying technology. Okay, and we are going to learn this underlying technology, the blockchain. Now the question comes: if even though there is a blockchain technology, how it is going to help us in our job role, or how it is going to help us if the Bitcoin itself is not getting supported, or there is no, we are uncertain about its future. So the next big thing why blockchain is getting so much popularity is because this particular blockchain has created such a beautiful network where the Bitcoin got a big success. Okay, because of its many features. Now, many companies they want to use this technology and leverage this into the enterprises. Okay, this is the real usage why people are interested to have the blockchain and use it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is where we are going to concentrate on. We are going to concentrate on only the technology. Uses, there are huge amount of uses. Now today we are able to find out a use case study on the enterprises, but there might be some other. And that is the reason why there are so many concepts are coming. Why there is a private blockchain, why there is a public blockchain, there is a consortium blockchain. So what is public and private? We are going to discuss more about that. We are going to cover it during the session. But if I'm eager to share it right away. This public is something like the Bitcoin is a public network where anybody can join the network. They can contribute there. They can do the transactions. You can do the minings and you can earn a lot of Bitcoin down there. You can transfer to your friends, family, or anybody other part of the country. Uh, but in a private network, where the enterprises comes into picture, where the use case came and why so many changes has been done from the blockchain network, why there was a need the people to come up with a new name concept called Ethereum, or there's a new concept came called the hyperledger, where they want to have and support it for the enterprises. Enterprises cannot go public for everything, so that has to be into a network. So it cannot have the public access for everything. So they want to utilize from the supply chain management or the financial sectors and all those things. Even the financial sectors, there are so many use cases, right? From the KYC, know your customer, and some transactions. This all the things are related to the enterprise level usage. So that is the reason why you are learning and why you should learn this blockchain. And that is the reason why there is a big opportunity and scope in the future. Thank you, Chaitanya. In the advanced concepts, we are going to discuss and learn about Bitcoin and mining, how mining works, what are the concepts, what is the meaning of mining. I explained a little bit about that, but we'll go in details about those things, uh, how to generate a block, how to create a block, how to add a block, what is a block, how you can, what is the size of a block, who can add a block, all those things, how the network works, how the architecture works, what is the flow of the complete the network. All those things we are going to discuss about that. Individual account security, decentralizations, bitcoins, the wallets. Wallets are more for the you know about those things, right? Storing, sending, and receiving any kind of valuations that you have, whether it's a monetary valuations or any kind of mining valuations, whatever it comes into, we are discussing about that, how we are going to utilize those things. There is something called gas. So how much gas you utilize for mining. Those are few things, few concepts are there. We'll discuss about those things. Bitcoin mining underlying architecture. So I mentioned about that. The underlying architectures are very important. I believe most of us over here are already experienced, have some work experience on the things. So we know that the architecture understanding and learning of architecture is very important to understand any concepts down there. So we'll have a detailed understanding on the underlying architecture, like on the hashes, how that is generated, digital signature, all those things we are going to do that. We are also going to discuss about few other issues that we are going to solve by implementing this blockchain concept called double spend attack and all those things, where which is a big issue till the blockchain came into the end. this is one of the reasons why the financial sectors are so much interested in implementing the blockchain into their network actually. So today, all the financial sectors works on third-party gateways, third-party platform. For interbank, from bank to bank transfers, also there is a third-party use. You have any what you call channels or websites where you have the payment gateways that again goes through a third party. I guess if we can properly utilize or implement this blockchain into this financial sectors, you might not have to pay such a hefty money during the transactions, and it will eliminate a lot of third parties down there. That is the big intentions. Plus, that is also going to add the security and transparency on your transactions. So that those are the things which will help us uh, in implementing those concepts into the financial sectors. Wallets, payment channels, we are going to discuss about that. Proof of work, proof of stake, uh, and proof of work. When I discuss about that, I'm not sure if I have covered up or I'm going to cover up this, but hashing is another thing which we are going to cover up in this particular course. We should understand, and because everything is a digital signature which is used, and which is the power of blockchain, which makes it very robust and also secure because of its. So I guess the best example of hashing is like when you transfer the files, you see there is a digital transactions, digital signature that is getting added, and from that you can verify that the most practical usage, what I mean to say. And what happens is from that you can know that during the transaction of the file, if the file got tampered. So that is the best way. I guess MD5 is the what you called hashing, hashing technology has been used. Yes. But in the blockchain, we use SHA-256, which is the most popular one, and we are going to discuss about that a little bit during our course. And we are also like discuss about different technologies on intermediate, Ripple, NDB, and we'll also discuss of more than that. Actually, I just put it up here, and whatever things that I have already explored that I will definitely love to share with you across, and we can add on to those things. Monero, ring signatures, full address, cryptographic principles. I guess, yeah, here we go. Hashing and authentication, hashing digital signatures that we have been covered up in the cryptographic principles. Transactions in the blocks. So blocks with a single transaction, multiple transaction, authenticated hashes and decryption. So in a blockchain network, everything is transactions. So anything that goes through that transactions combined together and becomes a block. So that's the block. So we are going to discuss, and we are going to see the practical uses. That's important. That's the very important things, more than the concept. Getting the practical usage and use it, see it how it works, and proof of work, which is the theory that we are going to use, and securing the blockchain tampering, the demos on again, and challenges, longest chain, consensus, all those things we are going to cover up in the Ethereum. The next important thing is the hyperledger. So Ethereum and hyperledger are the most popular thing. If you are looking for any job opportunity, or if you are building up any skills immediately where you want to look for some opportunity with the blockchain, either you go for hyperledger or Ethereum. Any one of that, a master will work, but I will suggest both are close is to each enough. So you learn that, each will help each other to learn that. You don't have to put extra efforts on each other because the basic underlying architecture and the concepts are same in most of them, but there is the way it works, it's little different, the concepts are different. That's the only difference, but those are popular for any job skills. People are looking for multi skills on blockchain network, and Ethereum and hyperledger are the two things that basically people ask for, or the companies they ask for. So that's the reason why we have frame this or build it up this particular course curriculum according to support those things. So in the hyperledger, we are going to understand and learn about hyperledger fabric, the traditional approach, the problem area, relation to the bitcoins, how we are going to. So I'm also going to discuss about what is the configurations that you need to develop this business environment and apply blockchain to the businesses. Why blockchain relevant for businesses? These are the functionalities, consensus, provenance, immutability, finality, and industry use cases. We are also going to discuss about why enterprises are adapting this, industries, benefits of adoption, and what is the relation between IBM and Hyperledger relations. So IBM and Hyperledger are quite related to each other, but let's note this: IBM does not own Hyperledger Fabric. IBM works along with Linux Foundation, and they collaboratively work to generate this Hyperledger fabric. And there is a Hyperledger, and under the Hyperledger umbrella, there are other technologies are there on the blockchain, but Hyperledger fabric is the most popular one. IBM is contributing in a huge amount on this, but Hyperledger is an open source. Hyperledger is open source, okay? And there are other technologies or tools that use for developing this Hyperledger fabric. So Hyperledger Composer is the another tool that gets used for here. We're also going to have the demo sessions on this, discuss about the setup, how to compose, configure those things, how the Hyperledger fabric network system setup, deployment, and how we can build up application development, and integrate the application with the blockchain. So we are we will together we are going to work on this, and we'll design an application. We'll see a practical usage of those things. How we can do that. That's all we'll have on the course. That will be good enough for learning on the blockchain. So as I mentioned, it will be 40 hours duration time, and I need that 40 hours from you, so that it will be helpful for me to uh, share my knowledge with you guys, and I need a extra effort of another 40 hours max, where you learn those things. More you as you put on those things, it's faster, easier. Will have more understanding about the blockchain network. And there is another question, I believe, during the course we have discussed about like the differences and what are the other hyper blockchain network or technologies that are available. So we are going to discuss about that more in detail during our course. But I'm going to also show you this. Like, these are the different technologies like Ethereum, Quorum, Consensus, Ripple, Bitcoin. So Hyperledger Fabric, IOTA, Corda. So this all the things you have differences, you have developed it, what is that usage is for. All those things we are going to cover during our uh, uh, technical sessions, and also what is the market that is getting used for financial market, enterprise market. So what is the usage of those things, and what is the recommended way. So that also will help you in understanding that when somebody talks about which particular blockchain network is to be used for which particular use case. So that itself will help us right away, and you will have the information on your hand. So that's all for the today's sessions. But anything else you want to discuss, or any questions that you have?
Hi. One question on mining.
Okay. Yes, Chaitanya, go
Uh,
ahead, please.
yeah. I read that there is only 21 million coins that we can mine. So what can what happens after that? The restriction was on algorithm, right? So is there any other alternative that has been proposed, or how is this gonna be in the future?
To be honest, Chaitanya, I don't have an answer for that. But if that will be the case, that will be the something like people's. There is a team who is working on those things that technology that is in that has to come up with a solution for that, and that's another reason why so many cryptocurrencies are coming up or people are churning out. Um, but this session is not, again, as I told you, it's not related to the Bitcoin. So we are not going to discuss too much on the Bitcoin, but it will be more on the block.
Yeah, yeah. The reason why I've asked is like, the blockchain's main usage is into cryptocurrency and bitcoins, right? So as of now, we are seeing that. So that's the reason I had asked this.
Okay. So, okay. And then again, another thing that I want to clarify is that they are not tightly coupled. Bitcoin and the blockchain is not tightly coupled. It is not necessary that any transaction does not mean that it only has to be a monetary transactions. Any activity is also called a transactions down there. So it is not necessary to have the Bitcoin process or followed during the using the blockchain network. For example, when you are going for a supply chain management, for example, and you want to leverage the blockchain network over there, and all the transaction does not has to go through the Bitcoin. Okay. So it is, again, if you see the supply chain management, how they are implementing it, it's all about the trade papers, those papers that are getting used. If you take an example of big trading, where from export and import happens from one country to another company, there is huge amount of uh, what you called support they get from the local government and from the government where you are exporting it or importing it. All those papers and documents are also going to get utilized here, and those can be used for work. So where the which one doesn't come into picture? It's all the technology where we are going to leverage that. So the life of the blockchain does not rely.
Do we have any demo?
Today we don't have as the best interest of time over here, but yeah, something we can plan now. But this is more basic about that, what we are going to cover, and the demos and the practical sessions will definitely part of the course.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, any other questions before we wind up here? Another 2 minutes.
And any solid figure for the the course fees or something like that?
So, I'm over here at trainer. So, anything related to the course fee and anything you want to discuss about time durations or the feasibility of your time to attend those things and the slots that we have. Mr. Shivam is the right person, and the number that I had shared already. I believe I can just post it back. So you can
Okay.
WhatsApp or call him and discuss about those things. I'll appreciate that part. If you do that.
Thank you.
I guess uh, when you can ask Mr. Shivam. Mr. Shivam, your voice is breaking actually.
Yes, they are not mentioned names.
So if there is no other questions, I will wind up this session, and I will request any related to the start of the sessions or batches, you can just contact Sivam, Mr. Sivam, and he will guide you on that part. Thank you all for joining us on today's session. I appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.